So we've just got Alice. We're looking forward to this final little run, and it has been a bit of a challenging day for many people because of the rain, but it's just part of this weekend, and we know. Four-wheel drive, nearly 500 horsepower, based on the Carrera 4, and yeah, adapted.
Recent Mercedes, they do the huge engine ones just have the
looking great, and now on the move again. Everyone giving the camera and then later on we'll have a tribute to Ken Block, the tin top, the drift on Thursday, where we were trying to create our own line down there at different times.
Yes, it's Gethin Jones behind the wheel. It's been unfortunate enough to co-drive for me in a rally car in the past, so yeah, giving yourself a much nicer, quieter Sunday today. But car's looking really good. There's something unlikely.
That does not look anyway.
Engine, but in the same way that we saw obviously the Paris-Dakar,
emotion behind the wheel for a high-performance model, which this is.
And it really is possible. With all the other things, obviously, sort of you lose some sound in some respects, but as you said, you can replace it just now. What a fantastic car that is. Really good looking as well in the Gran Turismo version.
It is indeed. This was the second of them, and we had a momentary pause. As we did so, gave us a chance to look at what is
one of the Nortons is going to set off on the way, so that's lovely.
Yeah, the guys are obviously all
this beautiful 300 SLR.
beauty is almost as important. If you have a chance in the paddock, go and take it.
But I'm sure he will find a way to do that because he is very experienced. Off he goes, and it has this incredible acceleration from that electric power. You have massive torque from electric power, as we know, and if you can see the fan at the back, hopefully is on the Mercedes, and this is of course a family. They love running these we're now getting the Alfa Romeo out, well, and designed by Reed Railton, built by Thompson and Taylor for racing at Brooklands, and full machine.
And I think you compare it to the pace of a road.
At some point, this might be another time, but yeah, fun to see.
Well, in the supercar run, we've got the Gordon Mustang, how many great names. That's why it pleases me so much that Lotus is back here in a big presence, because of course in the 1960s and 70s they effectively were Formula One.
And then we're on to Aston Martin, of course, the incredibly successful Aston Martin.
From Indonesia, who was so enamoured looking at the world feed, he said, imagine you pulling into a fuel station somewhere in the West Country, and Duncan's driving up from
Daft broke, so that's what happened.
Yes, and Grant Williams, the driver, was absolutely mortified, but was fine in the end, and his father brought up some spare parts from Bargoed in South Wales. Sounds, I thought, from yesterday, in a sort of real mix of sounds, was the Ford Mustang Boss 302, and Fred Shepherd, son of Bill, put in a very quick drive indeed. He's had some great results in recent years down at the Goodwood Motor Circuit, but these were the cars battling, so how it sort of works. Now, the Ferrari bread van.
Yeah.
I just mangled my words, quite possibly, but of course this was a cut and had a look at it. It's a car that I call a very special bit of kit.
Yeah, absolutely. And we had through earlier on, and that is the only version that they have of that powertrain. So if anything goes wrong with what you just make our way now into what is the McLaren section of things, and that looks like it's Bruno Senna behind the wheel of a McLaren Senna, and it is indeed.
Very extreme aero, and I love the sort of, again, the details on the back of this. If you look on the rear deck, you can see the sort of McLaren badge in those, the way it vents through the engine, so it's sort of, you know, it's not
Gordon Murray, and very quick.
Absolutely, it's just a beautiful looking car. It's well worth another of those cars.
The favourites that's going up the hill all weekend long from Gordon Murray. Very, very good to see that. And
Nino model being made. Nino sounds a bit faster than his real Christian name, Giuseppe, but he was fabulous. And Nick Heidfeld, the driver who forever...
So I've sort of got it at home and remember it well. But yeah.
He very nearly rearranged the furniture of this place when he was attacking the race. Was that a wind-up? I always heard that story that one of the mechanics wound him up and said, you better push. All corporate here, you better push on. Either way, he really did.
I can't...
Not being subtle. Look at this absolute beast.
Naked carbon fibre of the Bugatti Bolide, which again on track only, and just I love the way this has all been cut away, obviously for the benefit of aero, the engine in that.
With another one of the pro-drop
success. I mean, not just with Subaru, but with so many other manufacturers.
We started with the hydrogen. We finished with a rally dancing, the flick. That was my favourite moment of the entire run. Easy as you like.
Easy, graceful, but just the speed of that turn into the twitch, and 99 times out of
We are so fortunate to have some of the best drivers,
years of the World Rally Championship, just how many different manufacturers came and went, hit the high notes, hit the low notes, body shapes changed, and yet the great prevailed, and Subaru definitely fitted that description. And great to have new manufacturers coming in and really putting a push on their motorsport programs. Hyundai spreading themselves right across the sport. TCR has been a huge success for them.
and we threw it back to a car that got plenty of use as well. Great colours, and the Fiat journeying up the hill and journeying in style.
McLaren Automotive with the MP4 12C, and just taking a bit of grass.
Gold to blue, and to an extreme vehicle.
Yes, indeed.
Getting it Colin took, and if you weren't doing the same, you were going to fall behind. Yes, it came with accidents, but boy, was rallying spectacular, achieving yet another of his ambitions today. And
Another drifter.
Absolutely, this is George Barkley. This is a relatively new build. It's a 2 Series, all carbon Kevlar. It's got a 2JZ engine in it, as you can hear.
Yeah, amazing project, and a firm favourite. The Spider version just being driven up the hill as well, further back.
Yes, we've got 3, but
In our vision at the moment. Within it as well, looks like we're about to get a smidge of an attacking run here as well.
yes, well, quite right too, because this is the very latest Porsche 911 992 variant. That is a phenomenal machine. It does look like it's turned the wrong way at pit lane. It is a road. I suppose it's a child in some ways. This is the McLaren Artura. So this car is lucky enough they had the.
So, oh, it was a